Hey guys, what's up? It's Solified, and I'm here with Tristan to bring you guys the second episode of CODPODS. So today we'll be playing a bit of party games. Tristan, if you want to say what's up.
Hey, how's it going? Hi, I'm sick, but I'm here anyway.
Oh,
And
I kind of
we're gonna,
nagged at him to get on, actually.
yeah.
Just a tad bit.
You're like my wife. All you do is nag me all the time.
You have a
I feel
wife?
so
This is news.
depressed. You're my wife.
Oh, you heard it here first. Alright, well, I guess the first thing we want to talk about is the comment that was put in the last video, was the comparison of esports and versus athletic sports, like FIFA, NFL, and NBA. So, Tristan, since you've done sports, do you want to let me know any sports background you have? Like any prior
Okay.
knowledge?
I wouldn't say that I did sports. I kind of, I played soccer when I was in my youth. Well, I guess
Same.
I still am in my youth.
Oh,
But
well, I'm older than you, so I'm a bitter old man, but...
well, okay. But I played soccer from when I was like 4 to when I was like 9, and then I played one season of basketball, my 6th grade year, and my team lost every game, and I never played
Oh my
basketball again.
god! Oh my god! Your team ruined it for the
So-
rest of your life. You could have been an NBA professional.
But that one 6th grade team, I was like, no, but then I'm done.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so I have like virtually no sports background, not as in like traditional like sporting per se, like.
Traditional
Yeah,
sporting.
'cause I snowboard and like mountaineer and that kind of thing. But
Mountaineer.
that's not,
Wow, I've never heard that before. That term.
that's not like competitive per se.
You can. I'm sure you could competitively climb a mountain.
Yeah, I mean,
You got your. What's it called? Not triathlons or anything. They have those up. Mountains, right?
actually, yeah.
What?
I do duathlons and like
Wow. Okay, didn't know that.
bicycle races and stuff. Yeah.
Hey, there you go. That's a bit more athletic than what I do every single day after school.
Yeah, I forgot about that because like that's not a thing, you know. Well, it is, but not many people do it.
Just because
But
many
many
people
people
don't
are
do it,
anyway.
Tristan, doesn't mean it's not a thing. Just like Call of Duty. But
Yeah, I mean,
anyways,
like-
I guess I should. Oh, what were you gonna say?
Oh, nothing. I was gonna say that duathlons. I've never done a triathlon, but duathlons are pretty tough.
I've never even heard of a duathlon. It's like doing an athlon. That's all it sounds like to me.
It's a run and a bike ride.
What? You've
And
done
I'm-
those?
Yeah,
How was
and
it?
I'm more of a-
Tell me about that real quick.
it was kind of okay. I mean, you know, I've done a couple, but like I'm more of a cyclist than I am a runner. So usually I'll do like teams with my dad because he's like an insane runner. He can just go forever. And
Whoa.
so like we'll do relays and he'll do the run and I'll do the bike ride. It's usually like anywhere between a 15 or 20-mile bike ride.
Oh, all right. I
The
guess
the most I've ever done was like 30, I think.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you did that. That's pretty cool. I might have to try those out one time. Just once though, because I'll probably have a heart attack and die. But anyways, I'll let you know my sports background. I played a variety actually. I was gonna play hockey at one point and football, but I played basketball and baseball for the majority of my life. I played soccer for a good chunk too. I was a goalie, so I sat there and literally did nothing unless the ball happened to roll my way. Then I had a small heart attack every single time because I didn't know what was going on. Oh, I'm host. That's cool. We're probably all gonna lag out of here, but played baseball too.
I'll be
Played
on
t-ball.
football. Yep.
Oh, nice. I played t-ball and stuff like that. So I had a good early start, and then I like stopped playing for some reason. I think I just got bored, or I felt like my family was making me do it. You know, just kind of like, I don't want to play video games. I know what Minecraft is. It's squares and sheep and things. So I think I got more into the mental world of video games than I did sports. So my profession of running in circles along the fields and stuff, well, I kind of fell off. I just fell off the map as soon as I said that.
So basically, what we're saying is that
We suck
for
at
talking
sports.
about for talking about Call of Duty, we're totally qualified. For talking about sports, we know nothing.
We exactly. So I guess we can't really make a good comparison other than give you the experiences we've had of competitive Call of Duty.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because like everybody watches like NCAA and NFL and like NHL, I guess, if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've
If
been
you're
to a
from
hockey
Canada.
game, so I'm in the Tulsa Oilers. That's pretty good.
I went to an MLB game one time.
Whoa.
I was in DC and I went and saw the Washington Nationals play the
Jeez,
Denver
man.
Rockies.
Oh, that's cool.
That was a cool game.
Sounds pretty lit,
So
fam.
yeah, we don't know anything about sports, so this is gonna go great.
I mean, we do know a bit about competitive side of Call of Duty, I guess. And
I feel like we're
its
really
progression.
embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen. You know what podcasts exist? Oh, that haven't been a tad bit embarrassing, right?
That's true. Hey guys, you heard it here first.
We're prepubescent
We
teenagers.
are neck-bearded, basement-dwelling losers.
I don't have a basement.
Don't ask us anything about the outdoors. We don't know.
We'll get scared and say that texture packs look uneven. Resolution isn't as good as it could be. Well, okay, I guess since we do have to make a comparison of esports, and we've spent the past 7 minutes burning it out on talking about real life stuff, let's get into the things that really don't matter.
I like that.
the comparison of esports. All right, well, I guess we don't really have to stay towards Call of Duty because there's more things that are equally as big, if not bigger, like the Counter-Strike competitions and stuff that happened recently in Columbus. And they had a big venue that was made for hockey, and they had like the screens outside the venue, you know, where the concession area was playing the matches, and they had the audio playing in the bathroom. The reason I get all this information is from the FaZe vlogs that were going on during that. So I watched it and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty neat. That's pretty nice," you know. And I was like, the progression of esports has really gone up there. The rules and stuff have changed quite a bit too. Like I'm pretty sure there's contracts and stuff involved now, especially with sponsorships becoming such a big deal and companies actually branching outside of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like Gamma Labs and stuff actually has things that aren't Call of Duty.
Yeah. Like it's gotten way more diverse, and I feel like as long as gaming has been around now, I feel like gaming as a sport is, I don't want to say taboo, but like kind of almost, you know?
Yeah, it's like
Because
it's not
it's just
considered.
assumed that
a game.
gamers are fat, lazy slobs, and there's nothing competitive about sitting and holding a controller.
Oh,
But-
well, mentally there is.
Yeah, that was the point that I was gonna make. Like, I know many a dumb football player that couldn't hold a candle to a gamer, you know? Like,
Oh my gosh.
okay, that sounds really mean. Not all football players are dumb, but I know some that, like, gaming takes way more mental skill than it really does to play sports, I guess. Because, to an extent,
Hand-eye coordination too. That's a big thing.
yeah. Like, I mean, you're playing, middle school, high school sports or whatever, it's basically see ball, get ball, but it's like...
See ball, get ball. I
to
like
really,
that. I like that.
To really, like, be good at, League of Legends or Call of Duty or whatever, it takes a lot of, like, memorization of spawns and maps and callouts and all that, and then you gotta have fast reflexes and hand-eye coordination. And I think mentally it's tougher than some traditional sports, but in terms of like physicality, traditional sports obviously take the lead.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up because I have my speech class that I've been in, and it helps with a lot of things like this because I have to talk basically like I'm making a YouTube video in front of the entire class. So that's pretty weird. But one of the kids actually did a persuasive speech on why we should integrate gaming into the school system, like an hour, couple minutes a day, because of the brain matter advancing in people that play video games. There was a study done in, I think, Germany that had a group of people play video games 30 minutes a day for a month, and then they measured their brain activity and their amount of gray matter around their cerebral cortex or something. It was a lot of big letters, and I'm not that smart. So, all I know is lots of gray, good things, color, activity.
Call of Duty equals good.
Yeah, but they had the people play Mario, like older Marios and everything,
Oh,
but
okay.
their problem-solving skills and like puzzle solving and everything had advanced by a lot. Also, hand-eye coordination was a big part of the development that happened too. So to see that video games has actually proven to be a very, he called it a what's the word? It's a very integral part of our society now that the majority of people play a game, whether it be on a mobile app or not. And to think that people had the competitive games of the old Donkey Kong and everything, like, not really Donkey Kong, what would be a game? Like Smash Bros.
Yeah.
They would play and have, like, prize pools and stuff at GameStops where people would meet up and play. Like at Call of Duty releases and stuff. Not really something that has a payout, but something that, you know, a group of people can play together and be competitive.
Yeah, yeah. And I think for like more modern games, like in terms of Call of Duty and Counter-Strike and League of Legends, more like games that are taken competitively in a modern sense. Hold on, I'm gonna cough because I'm still ill.
He's the illest, everybody. And this just isn't.
I am the illest. But games that are taken competitively, I think for the longest time were frowned upon because it's like, oh, Call of Duty, all you're doing is shooting people, and it's gonna make like you a murderer and all this stuff. And I think that's what was holding back. I think that's what was holding back people accepting games. And it's like now that we're getting past that, it's like, okay, it's almost okay to games have almost become accepted.
A point that he brought up in the speech too was that connection of kids and violence connected with video games, or the killing. You know how people would say, oh, he attacked somebody, it's because he played violent video games. The research also showed that there is aggression in founded gamers, but it's competitive aggression because we don't want to actually kill people, we want to win. I don't come into this game that we're playing now and like, oh, I want to kill fake people. I'm like, no, if that's what it takes to make me win, I'm playing objective. I'm trying to do something better than someone else.
Right.
And
what? Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that the fact that people are so anti-video game before, when you couldn't play video games for a couple hours because your parents would think that it has a negative effect on you. I mean, you shouldn't let an 8-year-old play GTA. You have to still go against some type of guideline. But I think as long as you're mentally able to comprehend the fact that you shouldn't play Call of Duty and then go out and kill people, then you're all right. I don't think there's anything to worry about. If anything, video games offer an escape because, you know, you just come here and you get to listen to a ton of 8-year-olds scream.
See, I still stand by my belief, and I've said this for a long time, and members of my family aren't very accepting of it. Like, not my parents. My parents, like, are pretty chill about video games. But, like, my aunts and uncles and grandparents and all, like, my cousins aren't allowed to play video games because they just assume that the game itself is what makes you violent, whereas I believe that I think a person already has to have violence in them, and the game just releases it more so than the game makes you violent yourself. And I've said that for a long time, and I still stand by that. I think that's still valid. So it's like we've gotten past all of the social constructs that makes games sound bad. And so they're more rapidly getting like accepted. It's basically like an exponential growth because it's like the more people reject traditional ideas, the more they are accepted competitively. You know.
Yeah, I feel you. When you were saying the whole violent side of video games, I also thought of different sides because I usually think of something like that. When video games that are considered art is one of my favorite things. When you can see a game that someone put their heart and soul into, there's a lot of games out here like that, and they have meanings to them. I think of video games more as a way of you can learn things other than mindless point and shoot, like you said. Just go find somebody and kill them. You can also learn things from them. Like, there's a game called something that has to do with a dragon and cancer. I'm not sure of the game. You've probably heard of it. Where there's a kid that has cancer, and it's more of a first-person go-through of that whole journey. It's a person's tale, basically, of his son and their family's fight for a son that had cancer. So it was one of those things where video games can all get you into a mindset. As much as there are violent games, there are also non-violent games, things like that of that nature that a lot of people don't see.
Kick me. I just want to say hi to him. I haven't spoken to him in like a year.
Riptide randomly busting in here. Alright, anyways. Sorry about that, Riptide. Alright, but anyways, what I was saying. Back to the whole competitive side, since we kind of need to roll this right back around. There are people that can't handle a lot of things. There's been a lot of outbursts that I've seen from people, both in the competitive scene and just randomly in a game. I'm sure you can all have had a point in time where you're in a game, someone on your team or on the enemy team is getting way too heated over a accumulation of pixels on a screen.
I broke a controller one time when we were doing GB.
Tristan is a good example. Of a screaming eight-year-old.
Yes, I'm literally a screaming 8-year-old. I'm 16, but I'm a screaming 8-year-old. So
Mentally, anyways. Hey, I've had my fair shares of being completely over the top in anger. I don't think I've ever broken anything because I've like dropped my controller. I've never thrown it because I'm very limited on controllers, and I don't want to throw one on the ground and be like, well, can't play Xbox anymore.
I think, well, I mean, like you're saying, outbursts and stuff, that's part of just being human too. Like pro sports players do it too. It's like you watch a game on TV and like they go to a shot of the players on the bench, if it's like football or basketball or whatever.
Yeah, and
they get mad
elbows.
too. It's like it's not just inherently because it's,
especially like soccer and
video
stuff
games.
with red cards and yellow cards. That's a good one. I was also thinking of like the coach side. There's coaches for games.
Yeah, God, I know.
Isn't that hard to comprehend?
Like, I've been trying to wrap my mind around that since we were doing GBs. It's like,
why need a coach?
No, like, coaches, I get why you need them, but I've been trying to wrap my head around how good the coaches have to be at the game, you know?
Skill-based, right?
Yeah, because you see the players, and the players, like the FaZe and Optic and I guess TK, and I don't even know what the teams are anymore, but like those guys that were huge and were just like ungodly, ridiculously good when we were doing it, they had a coach that made them that good, which means the coach had to be even better.
But how did they get that good? Because this community hasn't even been around that long for someone to put in the time and, you know, the amount of time. Because there's a lot of people, since we're making comparisons with actual sports, is like, how do you know that your coach is as good as he is and can teach you the way to be good? I don't know where that stands either. That's a good thing to bring up because they not only do they have to be good at the game, but they have to be good at getting across what you need to do.
Yeah, it's like honestly, being a coach for a huge MLG team like that would probably be a really tough job.
I think not. It would probably be close to, or if not a little bit harder than a normal coaching job because you're at the mercy of the internet.
Yeah.
Not at a bunch of 13-year-olds that you scrambled together to make a team.
Or if you all live together in a team house, like Voltage almost did.
Yeah.
Then
then you're kind of family at that point, and a lot of
Yeah.
disputes if somebody decides to take out their anger due to a match or something that could turn out really bad.
Yeah. We were. I can't remember. This is kind of off topic, but didn't we consider picking up like a coach at one point when we
I
were doing it?
have no idea. That was forever ago.
I want to say that we had like
I think
we
we
had
were
more.
considering
We
it.
had more than 4 people that wanted to play with us, and so we were gonna pick up somebody else as a player and have Austin as a coach, right?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I think it was
Think
Jake.
so.
I think it
Yes,
was Jake,
it
me,
was-
you, and Leroy.
Yeah, and we wanted Austin to coach. That's right.
That
I
was
remember that.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish that would have worked out. I wonder where we would have been though by now.
Yeah.
With all that, if we
we
had actually
probably
put
we
in
probably
time.
because Austin was ridiculously good. Like
He
for
for us, like us
for
being
for
around,
us
yeah,
being what, like 14 years old, or I guess you're what, like a year older or two, or
yeah.
like he was for
He
a
knew more.
15,
He was
16-year-old
smart
kid
about it.
who, yeah, from the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma, he was just ridiculously good at Call of Duty, and he is now at Counter-Strike too, I believe. But like
I haven't
anyway,
watched
back
him
on
play, but I'm
topic.
sure he's still doing pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah, for sure. But anyway, there's a point that I've been wanting to bring up that is escaping me. But give me a second.
All right.
Oh, I think that one of the hardest parts of letting games be widely accepted as a sport is recognizing the fact that it's not the same kind of sport as like traditional football, soccer, and all that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it definitely has the competitive aspect, but like I said, it's not as physical, and I think that's what's holding people back from accepting it for the most part.
There's also like sports that aren't considered sports, or things that are considered sports. Like, would you consider band like marching band, considering you are technically out on a field, marching and carrying a lot of weight? It's like
Marching band is tough, dude. You've done it too, right?
yeah, I
Like,
have, and it is very strenuous, especially mentally because you're doing competition, and you have a lot of things going.
I think marching band is definitely strenuous physically if you play big instruments. Like I play baritone, and for those unfamiliar, a baritone is a really big, heavy trumpet. It's like a cross between a tuba and a trumpet, and it's like awful to march with.
Especially the big drums
So, I mean-
too, because you got to walk at all kind
Yeah,
of different
and-
angles, and if you fall with that, you're done.
Yeah, I think it definitely can be really difficult physically, but I think mentally also, because you have to have the music memorized and your drill and your marching positions memorized and do it and stay in step and all this. So I think marching band is probably more comparable. I mean, it's not a perfect comparison, but it's more comparable to esports than
Oh, so you're
football.
saying that a marching band is more closely related to esports than
yeah,
an actual
in,
sport?
in the way that it's more
Mentally.
like, mental over physical.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense actually. You have to know certain movements. You got to know when to
Yeah.
go where. Your timing has to be
Well,
on. Unless you're not playing music in a game, but you are performing a task.
Yeah, but like, because marching band is widely accepted, right? Like, you can go to like national competitions and stuff.
Oh yeah, I
So
mean
it's-
everybody roots for a
mar-
halftime show.
Yeah, marching band is definitely a sport. I think it's not a perfect comparison because it's still more physical than playing a game, but it's a better comparison than football or soccer, or football and or football if you're from Europe.
Our football or your football? Oh,
All
we're in a
football.
TDM game
all
on
the
accident.
balls and all the feet.
Right. Well, I guess we're thrown into a hijack game. Yeah, so I guess in summary, we can kind of say that Call of Duty and esports is more mental than physical. It's something that people can't see, so it's kind of widely rejected. You can't
Yeah,
see
but-
the physical,
Uh-oh.
the gain. I think you dipped out of here. We shoot you invited real quick.
Too. I mean, and I think people are getting more and more accepting about it, and that's what's kind of cool. You know, it is getting better, and You mentioned earlier that they're talking about picking up league for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like this coming.
Yeah.
What is it this summer?
I don't. I'm not
Right?
100% sure. It was something that was kind of going around. It's kind of rumored, but it would be really cool, and it's a cool idea. Is to put
Yeah.
the gaming community into something as big as the Olympics, because if you think about it, the Olympics is watched globally, looked forward to every couple of years. What is it? 4 years? Do they go on?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's something that if something such as gaming makes it into, that is beyond huge, because there's so much that you have to wait 4 year period, and if something makes it into it, that's like how they decided to take some sports out, or they were, I don't know, something with wrestling, but that's a whole different thing. That if something makes it into the Olympics, it's kind of made it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think if they pick up an esport for the Olympics, that'll be it. That'll pretty much. I mean, you'll still have like old people that are like, that's not a sport and all, but I think for the most part it'll be more accepted. Because if the committees are like however the Olympics are planned, if they vote and decide to pick up, even if it's League or Counter Strike or whatever,
Anything gaming related. It could be
I think
Extreme
that'll do it.
Tetris, and I think that'd probably do
Yeah.
pretty well.
Go back to the 80s and do like Galaga, have a bunch of guys sitting on
Oh no.
like, arcade machines and going
Pac-Man.
for high scores.
Oh, that reminds me of
Pac-Man.
I don't even remember what the movie was that came out not that long ago. That reminds me of
Pixels?
that. Yeah, Pixels. I went and saw that. That was
Bro.
pretty cool.
That's another good point, actually. Speaking of Galaga, because like, hold on a second. Stall for me.
Well, I'm stalling. Tristan's doing something I have no idea. I'm gonna get shot in the face. Yep, that just happened.
coughing.
Oh,
Alright,
he's
I'm
hacking
better.
out his lungs.
Yes.
You never know
But-
what's gonna happen on CODPODs. You're gonna lose a lung.
Tune in next week for more of me muting my mic, so I have to listen to cough. But I think gaming has just like always inherently had a competitive aspect to it, cause like,
The very first
My-
video game.
yeah, cause like I mean,
Competitive.
whenever I go into an arcade with my dad, we're always like trying to one up each other on Galaga to get a higher score.
Oh man, that's
Because
awesome.
he played Galaga when he was in high school, and he claims that he was the best at it, and he could beat all his buddies and stuff. And it's like, granted, it wasn't a sport, but the competition's always been there. So it's like, I can see how it's developed into a sport, you know?
Yeah, that along with a little fun fact. I might be going to the X Games in June, and that has a Call of Duty little competitive scene. The whole X Games area. They have all the gold medals.
Vlog it, dude. You gotta vlog it.
I'm hoping to. That would be pretty sweet, along with seeing all that stuff. And we've talked about this before. You and I outside of this with the whole Blink 182. Oh, he's gone. Well, I guess I'll carry it from here. Let me throw myself into a party. Oh, I say love my videos. Hi, we're back.
Hi.
All right, what do we saying?
Guess what we get to edit out now?
I'm not even gonna edit out. Leave it in because we real out here. We the realist. CODPODS is going no edit. It's cool though to see all the progression overall, just the years.
Yeah.
To see it
You're
go
going
from
to,
small areas to big venues.
yeah, you're going to one of my X Games in Austin, right?
Mm-hmm. Should be. As of right now, it's planned, but you never know.
Dude, you'll love it. Like, Austin is such a cool city. Like, this is totally off topic, but I'm passionate about this, right?
All right.
Austin is so diverse in the gaming and music, and it has so many scenes that cater to so many people, and it's such a great place for stuff like the X Games. Like, if you're in Austin or you live in Austin and you're listening to this right now, you're lucky. I envy you.
Hey,
You heard
Voltage
here
House
first.
in Austin.
CODPODS endorses the city of Austin, Texas.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Man, what if we
I
did a
almost
live
meant to.
COD pod at some point? Oh, that'd be cool.
We should. Yeah, I agree.
Not only like live, but at a venue.
And have people come in and
Imagine
you can
that.
actually watch it in person.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I think we're actually gonna.
We're gonna be at the American Legion Hall in Nowhere, USA.
Yep.
Address 1336 North Boulevard. Come on down and watch us.
All right, we need to wrap this
Confirmed.
up. We hit the 30-minute mark, and we got a fatless castle. Oops, kick. All right. Well, lots of kicks, lots of stutters. CODPOD going strong. Second episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the topics that we talked about. As always, if you guys have anything you want to talk about or your own ideas and opinions of what we've talked about, please put it down in the comments.
As long as they don't suck, put them down in the comments.
No comment sucks, alright? No matter what Tristan says. Exactly. You put down your
Anybody can put
opinion
their
down there. We
comments
want to
because no
read it.
comment
Tristan's
sucks.
going to read it. I'm going to force his head into the screen. He's going to read the comments. You guys can go down there and let us know what you think. Tristan, thank you as always for being here and putting in your opinion, even though I had to get you on here.
Not the only time you forced my hand.
Oh, that's it, guys. We're done here. I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Get out of here. Close the video.
Get out of here. All right. See you guys later. Peace.